Hello and welcome to week number 3 of the WGL APAC Season 1. My name is Jordan Mays and joining me as always is Alex Blakey. It's fantastic to be here, isn't it?
It is absolutely great to be here, Jordan. Another week of the best tankers in the Asia Pacific region, battling it out. We've got some great matches in store for everyone today.
Yeah, we certainly have. I mean, we've seen 2 fantastic weeks so far. We've had some very excellent games coming out, and obviously this week is really starting to shape up into a little bit more exciting, I suppose, because now we're starting to, I guess, really start to discern where the top of the pack lays, into the middle of the pack, into the bottom of the pack. So we are getting a bit better of a storyline, I suppose, coming out throughout the season.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting because obviously right at the top of our standings, we've got EL Gaming, and then there's some of the more top-tier teams which are forming as well.
Yeah.
Up the top, I think we've got the Coalition Zoo, we've got B Gaming, we've got the Horsemen. All of those guys really kind of duking it out, and they're all very evenly matched teams. So we should be seeing some excellent matches this week, nice and close ones.
Yeah, I mean, and not to mention someone like Meltdown, who's just below those guys, but also had a very difficult first week. So, I think this week perhaps is one of those weeks where we might start to see Meltdown really rise a little bit up on the standings.
Yeah, no, I think so. That it'll be interesting to see where Meltdown end up at the end of this week, and whether some of those guys like Gold Bass, for example, still sitting on the bottom of the ladder, whether they'll maybe come up a little bit. It would be great to see them sort of come up from the bottom. But I know as well this week we've got the clash of the Meltdown and Dark Wolves, two of the top tier Korean teams in our league. So that should be a good one. But overall, lots of good tanking around.
Yeah, certainly a lot of stuff to come up today and of course tomorrow. We've got lots of tanks action coming out, and really looking forward to it. I honestly think this week is going to be the best week so far of our competition.
Yeah, I think so, because now, all of these teams, they've had a chance just to settle down a little bit. They've had a chance just to take stock and settle into a bit of a groove after the first 2 weeks have finished. And, they've been looking to kind of... I think continue on with the rhythm that each individual team's been getting, and it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
Yeah, well, as we mentioned, of course, we had an excellent week last week. Why don't we go ahead and see how that went down?
Let's take a look at all the results coming out from the APAC region. Team Efficiency managed to take down Twist 5-0, and they also managed to clean sweep Run 5-0 as well. Horsemen also took a clean win over Team Epic here, but needed a tiebreaker to defeat Dark Wolves. EL Gaming had no troubles as they took down Team Epic here, but also took down Dark Wolves, losing only a single round. Meltdown, on the other hand, needed a tiebreaker to take down B Gaming, but also Karen Tiger needed a tiebreaker to take down Gold Bass. Now we can see how this left us in the standings after week 2 for the APAC region. No surprises as EL Gaming reign in the APAC region, only losing 2 rounds so far, now sitting on 12 points. The Coalition Zoo closely follows in spot number 2 with 9 points. The middle of the league is close to each other, as between spot 3 and 8 there's only 2 points difference. On the bottom, surprisingly, we see Twist and Gold Bass, who only have managed to pick up a single point so far, and need to step it up coming into week 3.
Certainly was an excellent week last week, Alex, and I think really we've seen some interesting results. No, not necessarily interesting results, probably expected results come out of it, but as a result we have some interesting things going on in the standings there. You can see obviously like the likes of Team Efficiency up the top almost of the standings, although, at least from my opinion, they seem more like sort of a middle of the pack team.
Yeah, I think so. And, just taking a look at our league's sort of new structure in terms of, how these teams are awarded points, I think that's really made things super interesting because, of course, for those that don't know out there, these teams, if they get into a tiebreaker match, so that means if they make it to the 9th match in a best-of-9 game, then that means they're always going to get at least 1 point. The winner of a tiebreaker match gets 2 points. The loser only gets 1. So in that respect, we're seeing lots of these teams, kind of being rewarded for their efforts, even if they do end up losing these tiebreakers. And it's kind of gives you a better idea, I feel, of the actual kind of true standings of these teams.
Yeah, well, speaking of the standings, let's go ahead and have a look and see how everything sits at the moment here at the start of our broadcast week here in week number 3. As expected, obviously, Wargaming up the top there. They picked up another win in the last couple of days, so they're sitting on 5-0 at the moment.
5-0. They are looking good. Wargaming, obviously, still the team to beat. And look, I can't help but draw attention to Goldbass down the bottom of the ladder. They were one of the top teams in the region last season, and they have really had a bit of a fall from grace, only picking up one tiebreaker loss so far, leading to 1 point. So really hoping for them to kind of show us some new strategies this week and hopefully pick up some wins to maybe head in towards the centre of the ladder for them.
Yeah, I certainly agree. I mean, I think for me the most interesting part, I suppose, of those standings is that sort of a 2 to 5 region where we've got a few teams which are actually jostling more so for the second position as opposed to, the top position.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll see how it plays out by the end of today, but and the end of this week. But I think there's only one thing left to do, Jordan.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Looks like we're getting very close to being underway. Let's go ahead and have a look at our first matches for today, or our weekend, rather, our matches for this weekend. As we mentioned, the first one coming up here is going to be B-Gaming and Twist.
B-Gaming and Twist. That should be a good one. I mean, I'm actually favouring B-Gaming to win this one. I think, obviously, Twist are down the bottom of the ladder, but you know what? I think it's going to be close. I reckon 5-3 to B-Gaming.
See, I don't know if I necessarily... Well, I agree with you in the sense that B-Gaming, I feel, should be able to pick this one up. I think it's probably going to be a little bit more one-sided towards B-Gaming. I haven't really seen much from Twist that has been particularly impressive. I feel like B-Gaming has a stronger overall map pool. So, I don't necessarily see Twist getting more than 2 rounds here.
Should be interesting. But of course, we did just see there as well the matchup between Meltdown and the Dark Wolves coming up later today. That should be a cracker of a match. 2 of the top teams from the Korean region so far in our season.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get underway with our first matchup here. It is going to be, of course, that B-Gaming and Twist. And B-Gaming here sitting on number 6 on the ladder. And obviously, probably our favourites for this matchup.
I think it is very safe to say that B-Gaming are our favourites for this matchup. As we can see there, their whole lineup, I think 7mm, and I like watching Tacky as well. So they're my 2 picks for everyone to watch out for coming into this week.
I'm a big fan of Till Matil just because I like saying that name and it rolls off the tongue so easily.
Till Matil. It's a good name.
It is a good name. But obviously, B-Gaming here, they, as we mentioned, sitting on number 6, so they're not doing too badly for themselves so far. And this is a great opportunity for them to pick up a pretty convincing win, be able to get some extra points on the board there and really boost themselves on the standings.
Yeah, I think so. So, B-Gaming, I feel as though if Twist can maybe pull off something a little bit unexpected, catch B-Gaming off guard, maybe do some really aggressive plays.
Yeah, look, I think you're right here because Twist have had to go up against some relatively difficult teams early on throughout the season so far, and B-Gaming is one of the perhaps weaker teams, I suppose, of the teams that they've played so far. So this might be one of the best chances that Twist actually has to get some points on the board. So who knows what could happen. Who
knows? And I think there we go. We can see Twist's lineup. Probably Lai Ho Wai or Hoi Hing Lai. I forget, it was one of those 2 that played the Oho in last week's matches. So for those that didn't see Twist, played against the Oho.
Yep.
I feel in last week's matches that the guys from the Coalition Zoo ran, and that was pretty impressive. So definitely go ahead on over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WGAsiaCG, to check out all of the VODs from every week of WGL APAC.
Yeah, that certainly was an interesting matchup, but let's go back and have a look, I guess, at how we feel this matchup here is going to go. We said both that B-Gaming was going to win, but if there was a sort of something that Twist needed to do to be able to get themselves into a good position here to win this matchup, what would that be?
I feel as though Twist, if if we take a look at B Gaming sort of general play style, B Gaming really like to be kind of aggressive. They're good on the attack,
yes,
I think. And Twist, if they can sort of try and punish that, maybe do like an aggressive push from the defensive side, depending on what map they're on. Obviously, on something like I don't know, let's say Prokhorovka potentially, maybe even Ghost Town, something like that might work. But we'll see, I suppose.
Alrighty, well, looks like we're almost going to be getting underway with our first matchup here. Let's go ahead and have a look and see what's going to go down here on Ghost Town, our first map.
There we go. Okay, that is quite interesting. I'm just taking a look at for our tier 9s on both sides. We've actually got tier 9s for one. Conqueror pick for B Gaming and a tier 9 Bat Chat. And Twist are going with those two Conquerors. And you know what? I actually really like that. The Conqueror, it is the tier 9 British heavy tank, of course.
Yep.
It's kind of like a just like a slightly worse version of the FV215B. It's got that great British gun with the nice British characteristics, fairly accurate, good DPM. That's what you want on a kind of brawly map like Ghost Town.
Yep.
So it's good to see both teams picking it up. B Gaming, of course, they're going for a bit more of a lighter lineup, I feel, with the 113 in there instead of the IS7, and a couple of Bat Chats, of course. Can't go wrong with those.
Yep.
But overall, two fairly solid team lineups. So I feel nothing too crazy.
And both fairly heavy-oriented lineups as
Exactly.
well. So obviously not too surprising coming out here on Ghost Town. But immediately seeing that Ghost Town as the first map here doesn't necessarily fill me with confidence here for Twist. It's one of B Gaming's best maps, and obviously Twist. I mean, it's probably also Twist's best map, but I think that's a bit of a stretch. Look, it's a fantastic map, for B Gaming, and an average map for Twist.
Yeah, look, I feel as though if just taking a look at the lineups, right? So Twist, they've got the AMX 50B.
They both had an AMX 50B, didn't they?
Oh, they both did. Yeah. So okay, well, I mean, I feel as though just from the lineups, Twist actually might have a good chance here.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see how that one turns out. Of course, this is Ghost Town. A very, very even map, I suppose. After the first 2 weeks, it was actually a 50-50 split in terms of the attack and defense wins. It swung a little bit more towards the attacking side throughout the first couple of days of this week, but we'll see what happens here.
We will indeed. So let's take a look at where both of these teams are going to be rolling out from. And you're right, both teams do have that AMX 50B. And it's looking like B Gaming are actually going to be sending their two Bat Chats, Tacky and Tomato JP, down for potentially what might be a bit of an early flank down to that H1 and J1 area. So they're probably going to be looking to wait a little bit, and then once the battle starts in the town, move all the way around the back of Twist and try and get a bit of a flank off Twist. In the meantime, they're setting up for maybe a kind of bottom 2 flag street push. So we can actually see a couple of spots coming out there, though. Moon Knight and Lod, and now Alex Dye being spotted. Some shots fired, Jordan.
Yeah, certainly the first shots of our broadcast week. It's going to be Lod taking a little bit of damage, but he won't be too bothered by that. And actually, I think B Gaming starting off here on the defensive side on Ghost Town is good for them. They haven't actually lost on Ghost Town defense so far, so they'll be hoping not to break that streak.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, B Gaming taking the first shot, so it's always a bit of a good luck charm to kind of get the first shots off. Increase your morale a little bit. You can be like, yes, started this one well.
Started well.
But so far, it's just going to be probably a slow play here from Twist. It's just going to be kind of feeling out B Gaming, seeing if they can get some more spots. B Gaming, obviously, they don't want to engage in anything just yet. They're way too spread out around that kind of B, C, and D line around the town, but this is a fairly standard kind of town defense right here. They're just hiding around corners, so if they see like an entire Twist team push around a corner, someone like Utori might just be able to get a shot off and duck behind cover.
Yeah, so Alex Dye just roaming around on his own at the moment. Hasn't been spotted out just yet, but
risky.
Yeah, exactly. Very risky. If he gets spotted out here, which he has been by, I believe, Tacky, who is also spotted out in turn. This is a great opportunity here for B Gaming perhaps to get an early pick, but it does seem like Alex Dye actually kind of aware of the situation and starting to move a little bit back towards his team.
Yeah, okay, so Tacky in that Bat Chat did try and fire one shot across. So that means that Tacky's actually either got the option to reload now or just stay with the 4 shells in the clip. probably doesn't have the luxury to reload, just in case Twist do decide to push in. Oh, it's looking like Twist actually might be making a move sometime soon. Now, Jordan Lambert pushing up maybe for a one flag push.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way at the moment. Alex Dyer has been spotted out once again, takes another shot to the back. This time Taki managing to actually get a bit of damage across as opposed to none, which is what happened last time. Taki on the reload now, so B-Gaming probably not too keen to engage a fight here within the next 30 seconds or so. They want to wait for that reload to come up there so that Taki can really get involved.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, Twist are looking to push on towards that one flag. Now, they do have the IS-7, so probably going to be sending Knife XD out to kind of get onto the flag first off, to start that cap happening. Now, obviously, an IS-7's turret super hard to kind of get through when you're sitting hull down on the flag, but also some shots actually fired there by Moon Knight and Best Momo. So right now, B-Gaming, they know where Twist are actually moving to. They kind of saw them down the bottom earlier, but right now they're moving up towards that one flag, and I think Taki and Tomato JP, this is the time where they're going to get called to rotate around to the back of Twist and get a nice flank off.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And Taki and Tomato JP are probably going to be the key players here for B-Gaming. You know, we will see that initial fight come out here between B-Gaming and Twist with those heavies, but really, whether or not these two bat chats are going to be able to do much from their position is going to be, I guess, the deciding part of this matchup.
There we go. So right now those bat chats are pushing right around. The cap has been started, so Twist exerting a little bit of pressure on towards B-Gaming from that cap, and we can see these FV215Bs in the town here. So much damage can come out of these British Tier 10 heavy tanks that, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a Tier 10 heavy, you will drop fast.
Yeah, you're certainly right, and you can see the IS-7 here, Knife XD, getting that cap timer going, but really the action is over here with the FV215Bs. It is going to be Alex Dyer taking a huge amount of damage here from Twist, but not so much of a response just yet onto B-Gaming.
No, it's not looking like it. Alex Dye just getting caught out a little bit out of position right there. Luckily, his crew managed to man their spanners fast enough to get him repped up and get him out of harm's way. But B-Gaming, they're pushing right around. And with only one member in the cap, Twist, they don't have enough cap pressure to kind of keep this fight going. And they're one man down in it because the IS-7 is not doing anything.
Yeah, you're right. They are up on HP at the moment, but we have just seen both those bat chats from B-Gaming start to join the battle here, and this is where B-Gaming really need to swing it around. If they start to lose a little bit more HP here without dealing much in response, they're going to be in trouble. But here comes Taki with a full clip on that bat chat. The first kill is going to go out. It's Moon Knight immediately traded out there by Taki in the bat chat, and Walrus71 in his FV215B is in a lot of trouble here. Taki, I think, has one more shot. Not going to be able to close out the kill there, but Kyung Power with the FV215B is able to get that one. And, well, B-Gaming at the moment really not looking too healthy.
It is not looking good for B-Gaming, but Twist need to finish these tanks off. It's no good taking a tank down to 400 HP unless you can put that final shell in them. There we
on the
go.
reload, you can see the AMX-50B here for Twist has managed to come off the reload. Lod now in so much trouble. Tomato JP in the Tier 9 bat chat isn't going to be able to offer any real help. It is going to be Best Momo to pick up Lod. Sean Gui picking up Kian Pia, and Best Momo finding Tomato JP. So all of a sudden, Twist taking down 3 tanks very quickly, and they look like they're going to be able to close this one out here on Ghost Town.
This is looking extremely good for Twist, and look, there's a lot that one bat chat can do, but I don't think they can take down 5 tanks, even if they are that low. No, Lai Hoi Wai probably will be going down. Oh, actually, that was a good little, I think, ricochet or track shot there.
You can take Moon Knight here as well, or the IS-7. He's looking to take out Knife XD. He does manage to pick that one up,
reloading.
But yeah, you're right, he's reloading, and there shouldn't be any situation where Taki gets out of here alive.
Oh. I was kind of wishing that maybe something crazy would happen with Taki there, but unfortunately not. But there you go, Twist with an excellent brawl setup in the city there. And I feel as though B-Gaming, they relied maybe a little bit too much on those 2 bat chats that were flanking in. By the time they flanked in, I know the Tier 9 bat chat had one less shell in the clip from full. The Tier 10 bat chat, I'm not sure if he ended up reloading, but by the time they got there, essentially the fight was already kind of a minute in. 30 seconds to a minute in. So what that means is that when you're taking a bat chat out of the fight, you're losing a few thousand hit points worth of damage for every bat chat that's out of the fight. And really, you can't afford to be doing that. So I think B-Gaming, just a bit of a early entry. they should have held off for a little bit longer in trying to engage Twist's force. But Twist overall, they played that really well. They caught out a few members of B Gaming. They made sure that their damage was always being applied. Their focus fire wasn't the best because we saw B Gaming kind of all, on 300 HP by the end of it. So B Gaming were doing a great job of rotating targets.
Right.
But it still wasn't enough in the end. Twist just had more HP.
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit surprised by that result, to be honest. Obviously, I mentioned before this started, B Gaming haven't lost on the Ghost Town defense so far. That was after 3 matches. Obviously, they're 3-1 so far. Twist now moving over to their defensive side. They haven't actually won a single one on their defensive side. So it will be interesting to see how that sort of turns out.
Well, first time for everything, as they say. But there we go. We can see that the AMX 50 being no surprise of Twist got that top damage dealt. And I feel as though the AMX 50B of B Gaming's was primaried first by Twist. So I think pretty sure, they took Lodge down. He was able to get off 1 clip. Well, technically 2 clips, but not really enough to have much of an impact there. And no surprise, the Conquerors were down the bottom. And the FV215B of Walrus, I think Walrus dropped pretty early, but overall, nothing too surprising in the damage numbers there, I feel. It was just really a brawl on Ghost Town. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just went the way of Twist, I suppose, early on in the piece, and B Gaming weren't really able to claw it back.
I really like Twist's rotation that they did early on. From the bottom of the map right up to the 1 flag.
Yep.
They could have tried to keep on pushing down the bottom, but whoever made that call, it was the right call, obviously.
Certainly was. All right, guys, looks like we're getting ready for our second round here coming out in our first matchup. Let's go ahead and have a look and see how things are going to shape up here on the second half of Ghost Town.
Okay. Oh, I am liking that already. So both teams this time taking taking at least one E100. B Game are going to be taking 2 of those German Tier 10 super heavy tanks. Twist just going to be taking 1. We've got the North American Tier 10 heavy tank, the T110E5 over on the Twist lineup as well, which can definitely work on the defense. Put him in a nice hold down position, and Bob's your uncle, Jordan.
Well, he's not.
Well,
I have no uncle called Bob, Alex.
It's just a saying. You didn't have to shimmy down like that,
I guess.
But the T10 though, that's another little interesting tank pick. Of course, the Tier 9. So Twist going to be going with that one as well. But I feel as though, just taking a look at those tank picks, 2 E100s on the attack, it can be sort of hard to make that work. I feel as though B Gaming probably going to be going with a 1 flag push for, just to make the best use of those 2 E100s. But yeah, no clear pick from me. Just looking at those tank picks, I think it's going to be another pretty close one.
Well, look, I would still back B Gaming here. Obviously, I don't.
Bit of a fanboy, Jordan.
Hey. The stats
don't lie, fanboy. Well, the stats obviously just lied on that first one.
Yes, they did. I'll give you that. But, they have a better attacking side than their defending side. We know that. And so now they're moving over to the attacking side here as B Gaming. So
maybe they won't at the end of this one.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. We'll have to find out.
We will have to find out. I suppose we will find out pretty soon.
Are you backing Twist here?
Of course
for
I'm
the
backing
second round?
Of course. It's going to be a 2-0 Twist on Ghost Town.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's an interesting, bold call, I think.
The bold call. Why don't you guys let us know in chat as well? Or on Twitter using the hashtag WGL APAC. Who do you think is going to take out this best of 9 series between Twist and B Gaming? You know what? I'm actually going to... I originally predicted 5-3 to the guys from B Gaming. But
right.
I'm actually going to flip that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I'm going to flip that right now. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 5-3 to Twist.
Fair enough. I'm going to stick with my 5-2 to B Gaming. I think we can't necessarily draw too many conclusions just from the first round.
Twist are looking pretty good.
They were. I will give them that. They looked good there on that attacking side for them. But again, it's only 1 round. I mean, there's the old saying of don't count your chickens before they hatch, and I feel like you're almost getting to that point.
I feel as though just tallying up the mistakes, right, that Twist made that round. Alex Dye, from Twist, he kind of got caught out early. But apart from that, Twist actually played really well.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But first, why don't we go ahead and have a look and see how the tournament structure is laid out.
The Wargaming.net League is a global contest taking place across 4 different regions. Participating will be 12 teams, each from the CIS, APAC and EU regions alongside 10 teams from North America. Season 1 is split into 2 phases. Phase 1 will see the teams battle it out for the top 8 spots so they can remain in the Gold Series. The remaining 4 won't make it through to Phase 2. In Phase 2, the 8 teams will fight out the remainder of the season and get ranked from 1st to 8th, depending on their points earned throughout the season. The top 2 teams automatically qualify for the Regional Season 1 finals. The 4 teams in places 3 to 6 will then participate in an online playoff for the 2 remaining slots in the Regional Season 1 finals. Once the Season 1 finals are decided and champions are crowned, the top 2 teams from EU, NA and APAC will come together with 2 wildcard teams for the Challengers Rumble, where they will have a chance to progress to fight against the champions. The top 2 teams from the Challengers Rumble will then go through to the Champions Rumble, where they will face off against the Grand Finals winner, Natus Vincere, and another team from the CIS region. The winner automatically qualifies for the Grand Finals 2017. Season 2 consists of 8 teams. As before, the top 2 teams will qualify for the season finals, with places 3 to 6 taking part in an online tournament for the remaining 2 spots. The 7th place will have to fight for the Gold Series spot in a qualifier tournament, while the 8th place will sadly be demoted. Finally, once the dust has settled, teams from all regions will fire up their tanks and come together to see who is the best of the best in the Wargaming.net League Grand Finals 2017.
There we go. So a pretty interesting structure for this and next year's season indeed, Jordan. And I'm pretty excited to see this season's eliminations take place. Of course, like we just saw there, we start off with 12 teams in Phase 1 of the season, and then we get to the dreaded mid-season eliminations. So by the end of those, which are happening in roughly about the 4 weeks timeline, 4 or 5 weeks, then we'll only have 8 after those ones.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess speaking of that, one of the teams that we're watching or about to watch here potentially could be getting relegated, because Twist, obviously, we know, not having the best of times so far. They keep going like they're going.
Yeah, exactly. Twist, you know, they do need to step it up. All of these teams on the bottom of the ladder need to step it up so that they're kind of safe for those mid-season relegations.
Yeah, you're certainly right. But looks like we're here into round number 2, and it is, of course, going to be Twist swapping over to the defensive side. B-Gaming now on the attack.
Okay, let's take a look at where these guys are heading out to. Already we can see Tacky from B-Gaming going to be moving up pretty fast down towards that 2 flag with that batch at 25T. And B-Gaming, the rest of them, no surprises, pushing up towards the 1 flag. I think we're just going to be seeing a pretty stock standard 1 flag attack here from B-Gaming. And Twist, interestingly enough, they're pushing for a 2 flag defense, so might be a bit of a wrong read here from Twist.
It's a little bit strange to see Twist doing this, but I don't necessarily mind it. They're going to be getting a lot of information off this. They know that there's no one from B-Gaming around this 2 cap, so they're going to be figuring out exactly, or almost exactly, where B-Gaming are, you know, right about now.
And Sean Gooey does just have to be a little bit careful right around there. He's in that Conqueror, but I think he's sat in he's actually finally spotted out. So we might be seeing right here if B-Gaming decide to try and go for him. Of course, they don't know where the rest of Twist are, so a little bit risky, but they're putting a lot of cap pressure on right here. Jordan, cap down to 20 seconds left.
Yeah, this is really dangerous actually for Twist. They've got a massive rotate to come from that 2 cap up to this 1 cap. It's really going to be down, I think, to Sean Gooey in this Conqueror, probably to get that reset if Twist want to continue this fight here. And there's only 10 seconds left on the clock here. You can see the rotates are starting to come across. The E100 has made it to the battle, and the reset will come out.
There we go, good reset, but of course Twist need to make sure now that they're not caught out of position to try and get that. We can see there Tacky just unloading on the side of Moon Knight's FV215B, but doesn't want to take another shot right there. Oh, Moon Knight is getting primaried by B-Gaming, and again, the cap is down to 12 seconds.
This is some great focus fire coming out from B-Gaming. Moon Knight very low on HP, as you mentioned. Tacky hasn't taken any damage just yet in that bat chat, and there's 5 seconds left on the cap here for B-Gaming. This is going right down to the wire. I don't know if Twist are going to get the reset here. They might have just done it. Tiltil Matil takes a fair amount of damage there, I think, off the E100, and well, they survived for the moment, but B-Gaming certainly getting a massive advantage in this one. They've already picked up the first 2 kills, and they've got such a huge HP advantage. There's no way I think Twist is going to dig themselves out of this hole.
No, and look, they need to get the reset again. 3 seconds left, Jordan. I just don't think they have anyone around to do it, and it looks like they won't. B Gaming instead going to be taking it out with a super strong 1 flag push. And really, it was aggressive. It was decisive. They went there immediately as soon as they spawned in. And unfortunately for Twist just read that one wrong. They pushed their tanks to the 2 flag early on, and just didn't react quite fast enough to B Gaming's super aggressive push. So
Yeah.
there was nothing else that they could do.
What do you think the reasoning is behind the Twist pushing onto that 2 cap?
It's maybe because obviously in the last half we saw, I think, Twist initially pushing into the 2 cap. Maybe that's a cap which they kind of like defending from. And it's not a bad line to push sometimes around there, kind of around the backside of the 2 cap in the city. You know, there is lots of cover from an attacker's standpoint, lots of corners to hide behind. But overall, I think the issue was that, they just didn't have enough men on the 1 flag and didn't rotate fast
Well, they
enough.
got caught out on the rotate almost. Like,
Exactly.
they didn't have defensive positions for that 1 cap. They had to come in and try and get that reset, and as a result, they just got caught out.
That's where those E100s really make sense, right? Because if Twist had actually been on the 1 flag initially, then you're not encountering this steel wall of 2 German E100s kind of blocking the road essentially when you try to push back on towards that flag. That's exactly what Twist encountered, I think, and that just made it so hard to get through the E100s to try and reset the cap and to try and get into the positions they wanted. And essentially, once an E100's in position, like, trying to push into it, it's pretty tricky.
Not a great, not a particularly great time, but 1-1 after Ghost Town. I actually think that's a pretty good result there coming out from Twist. Honestly, I would have expected a 2-0 for B Gaming on Ghost Town.
Look, I think so. Twist are going to be happy with that. Really, the question is whether they can continue their form they showed in that first map, on first half of the map, on any of their future games here today. But
well, I mean, I guess the story doesn't get much easier here for Twist because we are moving on to Steps as our second map. And that's probably B Gaming's second best map. I would have said Ghost Town and Mines are B Gaming's best maps. And then obviously Steps coming in maybe number 3, number 2 or 3. And I don't necessarily feel that it's a great map for Twist again. So in my mind, this is probably looking up to be another predicted 2-0. But again, as you mentioned, Twist have already picked up that first one there on Ghost Town. And, they could surprise us again here on Steps.
They could. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. But Steps, look, it's going to be a tricky map for Twist. It's a very technical map. If you make one mistake on Steps, it's so open that if you're pushing towards that 1 flag up there and get caught out, then boom, you're dead quite often. So I think it's going to be probably 1-1, but that's me being a little bit generous to Twist there as well.
Yeah, I think that is a little bit generous. I mean, we have seen the guys on Twist play it 6 times so far. They've played 3 on attack, 3 on defense, obviously. So they've played it a lot, but they've only managed to pick up 1 round in the first 2 weeks on Steps. So
1 round.
Yeah.
That's not really the
ideal
kind of
scenario.
stats you're looking for, is
No.
it? 1 round on Steps. So I think, on the defensive side, that's where I reckon Twist might be able to pull off a win here.
Well, yeah, that's where they won their round.
There you go. So, defensive Twist is just a little bit less technical. You can often pull off quite a decent defense just by sticking around the spawn and looking out over the little kind of ridge line towards that 1 flag. And as long as you play that one kind of fairly safe, then it works. It works most of the time against a team of equal kind of skill level, because it is very hard to push. Without sacrificing a lot of damage on Steps. But we'll see. Maybe they might pick some interesting tanks, and we might have a non-standard battle on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, in saying that, I think B Gaming, of course, we've spoken about how strong they are on their attacking side, so it is going to be tough, I suppose, for the guys on Twist, regardless of what side they find themselves on. But we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We'll go ahead and bring our minds back to that last one there on Ghost Town and have a look at our stats coming out from that one. And, the FE215B up the top. Not a big surprise.
No surprises. There we go. But what's great to see there from B Gaming is those 2 E100s. And essentially, that scoreboard is exactly what happens when you push into two E100s.
Yeah.
2,172 damage, 3 shots fired. You know, you can't ask for too much more than that. And all of Twist kind of heading round about the bottom of the scoreboard down there. And, you know, the E5 on the defense, when an E5 has to rotate and it has to brawl it out in the city, I feel as though Twist, they had the Conqueror to defend the one flag there.
Yeah.
Maybe the E5 defending the one flag there would have worked just a little bit better. Just because it could have just sat there with a nice hold down position.
Well, I think you're right, but that's enough for Ghost Town. Let's go ahead and take a look at steps. And an STB1, interestingly enough, coming out there for B Gaming.
Right, okay. So, going to be going with that STB1. Also, 3 bat chats. Guys from Twist going to be going with those 4 bat chats instead. Both teams taking that Tier 8 German Light Scout tank, the RU251. And B Gaming with the both teams actually with the 113 as well. So overall, pretty standard lineup. B going with a very fast lineup, apart from the FV215B, but nothing too crazy coming out from either side.
No, I mean, I guess the only real unique pick, I suppose, was that STB1, but it also makes sense here on steps.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, whether you go with the STB, whether you go with an object, really, you know, it's kind of nor here nor there in my opinion. They both really fulfill a similar role. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm interested to see how this one turns out, though I do suspect still we are going to be seeing that B Gaming 2-0. I really, you know, I don't have high hopes for Twist on this one.
Look, I reckon we'll see. We'll see. But, you know, if B Gaming are able to kind of get a good hold early on, if they're on the attack, I believe, first off, and they get off a nice win on the attack, then obviously the defensive side, that's going to be, you know, kind of a walk in the park comparatively, particularly for B Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, so it's the defensive side coming out here for B Gaming. So
right.
Well, we know they're not quite as strong on their defense as their offense.
Right, yeah, that's interesting, but I think B Gaming going to be, yeah, they've got that 50% win rate on their defense as well. So, bit of a roll of the dice to them, but this is very interesting. Tacky actually might be caught out. He's been spotted out Alex Dye as well, but he's about to run into the entire of Twist.
Now, actually, interestingly enough, we can see Twist losing that trade there. Alex Dye almost going down, and he does it in the end.
Rams his teammate.
Utori picking up the kill there, but wow, I mean, that for sure looked like Taki should have been taking a little bit of extra damage there, but Taki, I think, read the situation quite well and very quickly as well, and was able to position himself, I suppose, in a better spot than what we saw Alex Dye do.
Yeah, I think so. So right there, Sean Gui spotted out as well. Taki's going to be able to get some nice shots on towards him. Oh no, it's not. It's going to be another tank down for Twist already. And look, we said the attacking side here on steps for Twist was going to be tricky, Jordan. I did not think it was going to be this tricky. They've just started off the battle. They're already 2 tanks down and 1 tier 10 as well. This is a mammoth task.
Yeah, look, I mean, 2 tanks down after only a minute and a half. Well, not even a minute and a half. It was like a minute and 20 seconds. So Twist really have just put themselves in a massive hole, and they're going to have to try and climb Mount Everest, I suppose, to get out of it. Because this is a really tough situation now. 2 tanks down.
Maybe they'll boost up Mount Everest.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, what do you even do in this situation? Like, everything... All the cards are in the hand of B Gaming.
Look, in this situation, Twist are going to have to play this one extremely smart. The ways that you can get back when you've got 2 tanks down is, you know, you look at their lineup. They've got a lot of super fast tanks, the Bat Chats, the Object 140. You know, if they manage to maybe keep Knife XD on the cap for a while and send a bit of a raiding party of Bat Chats out to the kind of around the back of B Gaming, get a pick, get maybe 1 or 2 picks, and then retreat again, then it's kind of that sort of play which will work. But right now, it's not looking like they're doing that. Instead, they're all sitting around the 2 flag, and I'm just not too convinced that that'll work.
Yeah, look, another trade going the way of B Gaming there. Moon Knight takes a huge chunk of damage, and really, even if we see a couple of trades go the way of Twist, probably the entire match in general will still be in the favour of B Gaming, because Twist are just so far in deficit in terms of HP and tanks that it's going to be really tough for them to come back from this one. But they are doing their best. They got that guy on the cap. Knife XD in the 113. He's being reset, though, every now and then. So I don't think B Gaming are feeling too much pressure at the moment.
No, and Knife XD is going to be able to get taken down very, very soon. Already dropped to below half HP, and B Gaming right now, all they have to do is push on towards this cap, take down Knife XD, and systematically take down the rest of Twist. There's nothing that Twist can do against a B Gaming lineup, which has now 3 tanks more than them on the field. Those Batchats are unloading their clips as well, and that is just going to be curtains very soon for Twist.
Yeah, you're certainly right. B Gaming haven't even lost a single tank just yet. They might be able to clean sweep this one. Only 1 tank remaining here for Twist. It's Best Momo in the Batchat. He's on the reload as well, it's an awful situation here for Twist. And, well, B Gaming just looking so strong here on steps to start us off on the attacking side.
Yeah, look, that early pick there by B Gaming, that was just an excellent bit of play that I thought would have gone a little bit worse. Oh, Best Momo, he won't even get a consolation prize because he's still reloading. So
yeah,
bit of a ram. Dirt shot and a ram, that is not what you want. So Best Momo just says, you know what, you can have me. 3 tanks ram into him.
After he's dead.
After he's dead, of course.
Yeah.
There we go.
Again, I don't know where or how we managed to get onto Ghost Town and Steps. It doesn't make much sense for me here because, obviously the way the I guess the picks and bans works is ban, pick, right?
Yeah.
So, why have we gotten onto 2 of B Gaming's best maps?
That's a very good question. Obviously, Twist, I felt as though they actually looked okay on Ghost Town,
They
particularly
did.
particularly on the defense. But Steps, that's. I don't know. That's a question you'd have to ask Best Momo, I think, or Alex Dye, because I don't know the answer to it. Why they'd choose Steps overall.
Well, I don't know who chose which, but Ghost Town. I mean, before today, right? Before we saw that match there on Ghost Town, you would have said B Gaming are the stronger team.
You would have, yeah.
Same here for Steps. So why have we found ourselves here on both Ghost Town and Steps? We sort of identified when we were talking about this matchup before the broadcast that what we thought should probably happen is that Twist should try and get onto some of those crazier map picks. Something, well, not crazy, but like Prokhorovka, Ruhlberg, Cliff, ones which you don't necessarily know are going to go one way or another.
Exactly.
So they haven't managed to do that, and I think that's a big issue here as to why they're having a bit of trouble.
Yeah, and here we go. This is where Sean Gui just got caught out, and losing the RU-251 at the start of the round was one thing, but then losing the Batchat right after that, that's a tier 10. That is a lot of damage off the field, and it's a lot of vision off the field as well. And there we go, Best Momo just getting.
I wish I had have just ran him instead of shot him.
That would have been funny.
Much more exciting of a final kill.
Bit of BM, maybe just getting the ram happening. But yeah, so 2-1 to B Gaming at the moment. It's looking pretty close. I feel as though this next side, the defense on Steps, we're going to be seeing a much more standard passive play coming out of Twist rather than what we saw then, which was quite a fast push towards a 1 flag. This time they're just going to be sitting back, maybe put one of their tanks on towards a boost spot, and just kind of play it by ear. Look for those spots, look for those early shots out, and not commit to any brawls early on.
Yeah, look, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But let's have a look and see how the damage was dealt here. And well, I mean, the Batchat's up the top there for B Gaming. Not really much of a surprise. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything too surprising coming out here, apart from the fact maybe that Twist really is mostly going to be featuring on the second half of the table there, which I mean is not surprising, but it just goes to show how that match turned out.
Yeah, look, it's not surprising. Twist just sitting down at the bottom there with their Batchats and LG 140. Really, after they lost those first 2 tanks early on, there was absolutely nothing they could do.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
In a game where you've got 7v7, 6 tier 10s, 1 tier 8, and you lose 18 tier points out of 68, it's. Honestly, you need to be an EL Gaming to come back from that.
Even then, I think EL might have struggled coming back from that one, to be honest. It was a massive hole, but we are going to be getting underway with our second half here on Steps very shortly.
Should be good.
So we'll go ahead and have a look and see how the tank lineups are starting to round out. Another STB1 this time.
Yeah, we've got another STB1, but both teams actually they're going with that Czechoslovakian tier tank, the tier 10 tank, the TVP 50/51. So a great little kind of hit and run tank there. Works very well for Steps to have one in your lineup. And overall, apart from that, just generally fast, Nothing too slow on either side this time, actually. So,
Yeah.
honestly, even Twist, the defenders there, they've got those 113s. Fairly fast, heavy tank. Plays a little bit more like a medium. So they could actually try for even an aggressive push from the defensive side, just looking at their lineup.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to what you said, maybe how you might have thought Twist, perhaps, if they want to play slow, would play that way. But do you even think B Gaming might let them do that? Like, I think B Gaming are going to be, at the moment, trying to really push the agenda and really get on top of Twist in this one.
It's going to be tricky for Twist to kind of come back from how B Gaming's been playing, but really, after that one, B Gaming are going to be feeling confident.
Yeah.
They are going to be feeling, okay, guys, like the aggression worked. So I feel as though they're going to be probably trying something aggressive again.
Yeah.
It's my bet. Looking at their lineup, very aggressive lineup, very fast lineup as well. So my bet is on B Gaming to keep the pressure on and not let Twist have kind of like a reset period at the start of this map.
All right, so an important one coming out here for Twist. If they want to go back to 2-2 and really stay in this one, they're going to have to pick this one up. B Gaming, I think if they get out to 3-1, we might be starting to see the end, I suppose, of this series. But maybe I'm calling it a little bit too early here.
I think you might be, because Twist right now, let's take a look at them. They are rolling out very aggressively over the rail yard and really putting those fast tanks to use. And they've just boosted, I think, either boosted or just left Alex Dye right back at the spawn area. There, no, he is moving now, so not on the boost spot. And B Gaming are going to be playing it very, very defensively. So almost calling Twist's play here.
This is probably the most defensive we've seen any side playing
Definitely.
on steps.
Definitely.
And it's interesting because their tank lineups don't necessarily even reflect that they would want to play sort of a defensive line like this.
No, and maybe that's actually a good reason why B Gaming are going for the defensive side. Maybe they kind of did a bit of second guessing on Twist. They said, "Oh, okay, well, Twist are going to think that we're going to be really fast. Twist are going to think that we're going to get onto a cap super early on. But instead, let's just set a trap and see if it works." Twist not going to be running into any traps, I don't think. But B Gaming, they're going with Plan B, Jordan, and I think Plan B is press W until you're on the 2 flag.
Yeah, look, and it's working out quite well for them because they haven't been spotted out just yet. You can see Alex Dye not quite going to be able to get up there on the boost. I thought he was going to get it, and he's been spotted out now well. So that's going to be less than ideal. He might get picked off straight away here once again, and he will. That's the second time in a row Alex Dye has been picked off before the battle has even started. And, well, I believe Twist's probably not going to be too happy with him there.
No, Alex Dye really did need to get up on that boost and get up on the mountain and get all of the info on B Gaming. At the moment, though, only 7mm is spotted, and I think Young Pow as well. But now, again, Twist have it hard. Twist pushed up over the rail yard, and what that means now is that they have to essentially do like a retake on towards this 2 flag, which is so much harder than just kind of sitting back and defending it, because now B Gaming are in the exact spots where they want to be. They've got the kind of hold down positions around the hill. They're set up to get the kind of concentrated fire on Twist when they come around these corners. So it's going to be hard for Twist to retake this.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to these three bat chats that you can see rotating across the map here for Twist. If they're able to take down 1 or 2 tanks very quickly with their focus fire, there might be something in this one for Twist, and they are looking like they might be able to catch one off guard, but perhaps not quite getting into position fast enough. Taki, I thought, might get caught there, but in the end, really, those guys from Twist had to slow down as the rest of the B Gaming team really turned around.
8 seconds left on the base cap.
Yeah, you're right. Only 5 seconds left to go now. And, well, this should be reset here by KnifeXD. It's actually going to be Moon Knight to get the reset there onto 7mm. But it has forced the hand here of Twist, and forcing the hand for them is a great passage of play here for B Gaming. Because
going
you
for
can
the ram.
Twist really not in a particularly great position in this one. 7mm is taking a lot of fire though, and he should go down here, but I don't know if that's going to be enough for Twist. They've already lost a huge amount of HP. Their bad chats at the back of the field are getting absolutely demolished. Leho Y going down. Best Momo as well is going to be cleaned up there by Lod. And, well, look at the tank difference here between B Gaming and Twist. I think that really tells the story of this one, Alex.
Yeah, look, when you leave a cap so late that it's on, seconds left, less than 10 seconds left, it never ends well because you put yourself into a very bad position to try and recap it there. That's exactly what Twist did. And right now they are feeling the pain from it. They might be able to get a few little kind of wooden spoon prizes here on a few members of Twist. That was quite a funny ram.
Nice. That was good.
By Moon Knight. But overall, look, B Gaming just playing that attack excellently, setting up all of their tanks where they needed to be once they got that 113 on towards the flag. And, well, there you go. 9 members of Twist left. It's another B Gaming win.
Certainly right, and I guess the real issue, I suppose, on steps there both times for Twist was they very, very early on lost their scout. Alex Dye in the RU-251 got picked off before the first 2 minutes had gone by on both halves there. And when you're even though he's only the tier 8, you can't be losing a tank that quickly and expecting to win.
Look, yeah, losing Alex Dye first in both of those rounds, like, yes, the tier 8's job is to push, like, it should be the one that pushes into those sort of aggressive positions and puts itself more out there. And, it should be the tank that spots out the enemy team first. But just a few little unfortunate mistakes there from Alex Dye, like just missing that boost. I think if he had another few degrees of angle on the hill, he probably would have got the boost.
He probably should have hit that boost, but also I don't necessarily know if that was the best time to be going for the boost. You feel like maybe if they wanted to go for that boost, they should have done it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like they decided, Twist early on, they decided to push over the rail yard. They said, okay, we're not setting up for a defense here. We're setting up to push into B Gaming. And we saw how that worked out because B Gaming were nowhere to be found. Maybe if B Gaming had actually done the exact same thing that Twist did the last round, right, and pushed in towards that rail yard up the top of the map, then maybe Twist's early push might have worked. But obviously, B Gaming didn't. So at the end of the day, really, that was it from Twist when they got Alex Dye caught out, and as soon as B Gaming had sort of got themselves set up on towards that 2 flag, it was just so hard for Twist to break it.
Yeah, you're certainly right. And B Gaming seemed like they were reading that match in particular there on steps a lot better than they were the one on Ghost Town. Look, I mean, it certainly just really seemed much more convincing coming out from B Gaming on steps.
I think so. So, there we go. Steps looking pretty good in B Gaming's favour. But next up,
Himmelsdorf.
I believe we've got Himmelsdorf, yes. So that, I reckon that is going to be a Twist map. Twist are definitely going to win at least one half here in Himmelsdorf, is my bet.
I would say, if not, maybe I'm not quite as confident as you that they will win a map, a round even, but if there was a map that they were going to win a round on, it is going to be Himmelsdorf.
It is going to be Himmelsdorf.
It's not a great map for B Gaming, and it's probably Twist's 3rd best map, so it's a good opportunity, I suppose, for them to pick up some points, or some rounds even, here in this series.
Oh, and here we go. This was Alex Dye's ill-fated boost. He might have even turned his tracks a little bit too early as well, but unfortunate. Oh well, and he got caught out. That was Utori in the other art.
I mean, it is a bit unlucky for him because when he crossed to do the boost, he didn't spot anyone out. He only got spotted after he fell off. So it's not like you could even really get out of that situation once he was in it. But again, you can't be losing your tank that early in the round.
No,
it just doesn't work like that if you want to win.
Yeah, particularly when they actually needed that vision later on to push in towards the 2 flag, right? So it would have been so handy for them to have that RU-251 or to have had that RU-251 up there earlier.
Yeah.
And just sat him there for the rest of the map. And while even, like, honestly, on a push, an RU-251 is not going to be doing too much anyway. No. Like, when you're spotting with bat chats, anyway, so really, I feel as though if Twist had just left the RU-251 up there to kind of spot for any late pushes for B Gaming, might have worked out better.
Yeah, I mean, that matchup could have worked out a whole lot differently if the RU-251 had got up on the boost there, but wasn't the case. And we've got our Bat Chats once again reigning supreme on the damage charts.
No surprises there, and it's good to see the TVPs knocking up 4th and 5th spot there as well, with about 2,000 damage each. We've got the 113 there, about 1,500 damage, so can't really complain about that. Can Knife XD, but yeah, unfortunately when you've got 3 Bat Chats sitting at 11, 12 and 13, it's not really what you're looking for either. They just got completely obliterated when they tried to push onto the 2 flag, even though they were only really missing 1 tank.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it wasn't a great situation all around there for Twist, but I guess they can put that at the back of their minds now, because we are about to head on to Himmelsdorf, and this is the one here where I feel Twist have their best chance of picking up a round.
So let's see what they will be looking to pick it up in. Looking like Twist and B-Game both going to be going with 1 E100 there, and okay, Twist actually going to be going with 2 T10s, that's Soviet Tier 9 heavy tank, which is pretty interesting, but B-Gaming there opting for that AMX 50B as well, and an IS4. Just going with the AMX 1390. So overall, 2 kind of fairly standard looking lineups. Twist, I'm going to be guessing on the defense right there with those 2 T10s. B-Game probably going to be on the offense. We do like to see those AMX 1390s, so good for sneaking into the tiny little areas of the flag when you're on the attack on Himmelsdorf. So overall, I think both pretty decent lineups for a Himmels match.
Yeah, I can very much see this one going 1-1. I would suspect both teams probably will pick up their attacking side. We have seen in the past Himmelsdorf a little bit more attacking favoured, and both these teams a little bit better on the attack on Himmelsdorf, and pretty poor, in all honesty, on the defence on Himmelsdorf. Neither of them have actually picked up a round on Himmelsdorf defence so far. So
really, wow,
yeah,
there you go.
So I think we'll see a 1-1 coming out here.
Yep. Okay. So it'll actually be interesting to see who picks up the Himmelsdorf defense after those stats. But of course, for those that don't know, this is Himmelsdorf, a town of close quarters combat. Lots of little streets, lots of little hidey holes, pillboxes, all of that. We've got 1 flag out in the rail tracks, 1 flag up the top of the map. That's number 2. But let's see where these guys head out to. I think right now we've got Tomato, JP, and Til. Looks like. So B-Gaming are going to be allocating these 2 guys to head towards the 2 flag, and Til Matil sitting in there with that E100. That's going to be hard to break. We've got the rest of B-Gaming. Oh, I like this. They're set up to punish. Well, Kyungkam Power is set up to punish a banana line push with that FV215B. But so far, Twist sent a few tanks up towards the top hill. But nothing really decisive in terms of where they're going to push yet.
Yeah, really spread out sort of a defense coming out from B-Gaming as well. I mean, they have everything covered over towards the western side of the map, and it is quite interesting to see Lod and Utori down that far towards the southern end of the railway, but I mean, it's not particularly uncommon either.
Yeah, no, exactly. So we do see that sometimes when the attacking team wants to really have a lot of vision control on the map, because essentially B-Gaming said, okay, what we'll do is we'll put 2 tanks up there on that 2 flag. They're going to be able to hold off any sort of like crazy hill pushes or even banana pushes up towards the 2 flag for quite a while, because you've obviously got the E100 there, and I think also Tomato JP, who's in the IS4, so 2 super heavy tanks. And then just sending the rest of the tanks down near the rail yard. Lod, of course, in that 113, he can move pretty fast. So even if there is a banana line push, he can actually move, maybe even to flank it around the bottom of the banana. So it doesn't even matter that he's all the way down there in the rail yard. He's still kind of effectively, can make it any areas in the map fairly quickly.
Yeah, and at the moment, I mean, Twist, we saw them quite early on really make some very quick movements to particular areas in the map, but now they've started to slow down, and they've tried to, I suppose, get a bit of damage across to B-Gaming from their positions, and it's really not particularly worked out. I mean, they did get a bit of damage across to Kyungkam Power, but as we just saw there, Leiho Y took a little bit as well in his T10. So, at the moment, it's sort of almost really even.
Making a bit of a push right now, Twist. They're going up the banana line. The question is whether Kyungkam Power will try and get a few shots on towards him. I think the answer is no. Certainly doesn't manage to land any. as they are going to be pushing out right now towards the 2 flag and soon going to be met with that E100 in the IS4. The question now is where do B Gaming send their 3 members that are down below that 1 flag on the rail yard, whether they send them up around the back of the banana to try and counter them immediately, or whether they wait for Twist to show their faces on the 2 flag before they engage.
Yeah, the Tomato JP in a great spot here for B Gaming. If Twist decide to push into the 2 cap, which it very much looks like they're going to be doing. We saw this position utilised last week as well, and it was used to great effectiveness by the defensive side. So I think this is going to be a tough sort of a situation now coming out from Twist, pushing into this 2 cap, but we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, we'll see. So getting Knife XD in there in that E100, obviously pretty hard to get a shell through that one until you really get a good angle. And no more tanks actually on the flag just yet. So this is actually giving B Gaming quite a bit of time to rotate. I think we're just going to be seeing a good old-fashioned 2 flag brawl here on Himmelsdorf,
Yep.
Jordan.
This is pretty much the ideal setup here for Twist. They've got those guys down in that D line, and they've also got more guys up towards the 2 cap. So all sort of angles here are covered off here from Twist. So they've put themselves in a great position to be able to pick up this this round. And now really what it comes down to is how well they aim their shots, how well they focus fire, and of course whether or not they can penetrate their opponents.
Exactly, and B Gaming right now are going to have to take a lot of damage as they come around the corner right here, and Knife XD, he has been spotted out already, so they will be able to get the reset very, very soon. That's going to mean that Twist are going to be disengaging from the cap. These E100 and the FV215B, they're going to get caught out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but I'm not really liking what I'm seeing from Twist so far. They've bounced or missed a lot of shots. As I say that, though, a lot of them connect. We can see B Gaming actually able to pick up the first kill here. There is a trade out there from Best Momo, but again, Twist, I felt like they've let a little bit go here. They probably should have had a bit more damage across to B Gaming. Nonetheless, though, they are just a little bit ahead. And, well, in terms of HP, not quite in terms of tanks in the game left. Knife XD and the E100 should be taken down probably before he can get this reload off, I would suspect. The AMX 1390 of Utori just trying to be a little bit of a pain in the butt, I suppose, for the T10 here,
Yeah,
figuratively
literally.
speaking. Literally and figuratively, yeah. But it's interesting to see how this one turns out because at the moment B Gaming seem favoured, but still the HP relatively even.
Ooh, and IS4, their Tomato JP, has to use that that first aid kit to try and get some of those crew members back into action, and he's only 1 shot from death. So Alex Dye, if he just gets 1 more shot on towards that IS4, then it'll be that going down. Even Kyung Power in the FV215B, that's who Alex Dye is going to be targeting.
Yeah, the trouble now, though, for Twist is that both of their autoloaders are on reload. Also the 113, I suppose, and, you know, there's no damage available at the moment for Twist. Best Momo is going to come off the reload, picks up a crucial kill there on the IS4, but there's the trade out. Load in the 113, picking up his counterpart, Walrus. Having said that, though, the AMX-50B doing a huge amount of work with that reload. Now back onto the reload, though, and, well, we're back to a 2 versus 2, but all of a sudden things have swung back in the favour of Twist. Alex Dye is about to come off reload. They really need to kill Best Momo here before he comes off off that reload in the AMX-50B, but in doing that, they're going to take a huge amount of damage from Alex Dye in the bat chat.
Yeah, and if Best Momo reads this, he might be able to push in towards
They've
that
left it too
113.
late. They've left it too late. This is going to go to Twist. I mean, there's no way Best Momo doesn't pick up this kill here on the 113.
Yep.
Lord
Yep.
has not got the reload available, and, well, Best Momo's gotten behind him as well. So this should be definitely going here to Best Momo in the AMX-50B. But as I say that, somehow Alex Dye goes down. Doesn't matter, though, because he does pick up his counterpart. And, well, Twist, it looked like they were going to lose that one when it was like a 5 versus 3, but these guys in the autoloaders really coming up with the goods.
Absolutely, coming up big, and that's why we love seeing those autoloaders there on Himmelsdorf. Can just do so much in those brawls, and honestly, I would love to see how much, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much damage those guys put out over the course of the battle as well, because I feel it was an insane amount in the bat chats and the AMX 30Bs as well. So,
yeah,
just excellent play there by Twist to take that one out.
Yeah, well, yes and no. It was excellent play towards the second half of that round, but towards the beginning, when we started to see B Gaming coming onto that cap to try and get the reset, there was a lot of missed shots, or not. I don't even think they missed. I just don't think they penetrated coming out from Twist.
I suppose that's why we did see B Gaming pick those, you know, tanks like the E100s, where really sometimes, even with when you're using these tier 10 tanks and when you're using gold rounds, which all of these players are, like if you get a really bad RNG roll, there's always a chance that you're not going to go through an E100.
See here, there's one shot that's already bounced off Kyung Kyung Power. Another one comes off. That actually penetrates onto 7mm, but I think, there you go, Moon Knight, he, again, bouncing or missing another shot there
Yeah,
onto
that was another
Tilmatil.
miss, yeah.
So that was 2 shots that could have come across and done damage that didn't. And, you know, if they had have managed to connect those shots, how much better of a position Twist would have been in. Like, it wouldn't have come down to this close of a battle.
I agree, and I think things like that, you know, sometimes the RNG is just not in your favour.
Yeah.
You know, so Twist might have just, you know, thrown the dice and it might have landed just a little bit far out, as sometimes happens.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter in the end how you win, as long as you
Yep,
do win.
exactly.
It doesn't matter. You don't get extra points for making it look pretty.
No, that's right. So, you know, when B Gaming kind of actually went right down to the wire there, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
In the last 2v2, I thought we would have just seen Twist completely mop up B Gaming, but
Yeah, look,
yeah.
I honestly didn't expect the bat chat to go down there, but we did speak about how we all were interested to see how those autoloaders did in terms of damage, and, well, best moment with 4,500 on the AMX50B. Alex Dye in the bat chat with 3.9. Autoloaders reigning
3.9.
supreme there
Yep.
on Himmelsdorf.
Honestly, 4.5k damage. That is why I love the AMX50B. And, you know, even down to, I think that was like 6th place or something, or 5th place, we had like 3k damage just
Yeah.
about in another AMX50B. So, you know, when those top tanks are dealing that much damage, it is a very impressive figure indeed. And we saw there, even the AMX1390 that was able to get behind a few tanks, right? That AMX1390 did work.
Yep.
Like, it did a lot of work, 1.3k damage. That's, you know, most of
That's
a
an
tier 10
entire clip,
tank.
yeah, in the
So,
Well, it was a good performance coming out from Twist. I'm skeptical as to whether or not they're going to be able to follow that up on the defensive side, though, because obviously if they were going to win a round, I felt it was going to be the attack. They've managed to do that. I think that's probably the best case scenario for them coming out here. B Gaming heading over onto their attacking side. I'm very much favouring B Gaming to close out this one 1-1.
yeah. Look, it was very close, that one, obviously, and yes, I feel as though Twist are more comfortable on the on that attacking side, like we just saw. But really, I think I'm going to go with Twist to pick this one up for a 2-0. Partially because I reversed my prediction. Yeah. And
You kinda have to.
It said that they were, yeah. I can't say that BGO will take this one out now, so I'm going to be going with Twist, I reckon.
Okay, Dokes. Well, we're currently 2-3 here in the favour of B Gaming. And wow, lots of
Do I have to
AMX50Bs.
pick- okay. Oh yeah, actually Twist have got 2 AMX50Bs as well. I was just getting a little bit scared because I was looking over at the B Gaming AMX50Bs and just kind of getting a little bit worried for Twist. But Twist having 2 of them as well, can't go wrong. And they've got that tank destroyer, which is interesting. But you know, we do see it quite a bit on the defense here. That Tier 110 E3, the Tier 10 American tank destroyer.
Yeah.
Probably just going to be sitting that up the top on the flag, little pillbox around there, and overall, yeah, nothing too crazy coming out of either team. I think we've got the AMX 1390 on the defense as well, rather than those 2 tier 9 heavies like we often see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a very interesting argument as to whether the Tier 9s are better or the Tier 8, the 2 Tier 9s or the 1 Tier 8 is better. I'm kind of undecided at the moment. I don't necessarily feel like the Tier 9s have much more of an impact than having that extra Tier 10. Like, I almost feel like that just having the single Tier 8 might be a little bit better.
It does depend, right? So, like the 2 Tier 9s, obviously you get, you know, a little bit more HP, a little bit more. Not many Tier 9s have any armor of any note when you're going up against Tier 10s. But we saw in that last game that AMX 1390 really did work.
Yeah.
You know, so even though it's only a Tier 8 tank, you can still get behind. Even like an IS-7 like we saw in the last game and deal quite a bit of damage. So I'm kind of not sold on the Tier 9s either way. Then I do like the fact that you can have that AMX 1390, you can have the Tier 8, and you can essentially afford to lose it, and it's like a cheaper tank, you know. So that's kind of my preference. I used to be of the Tier 9, the 2 Tier 9 kind of religion following.
Religion.
But,
Well, I think we're all pretty much in agreement there that we're probably slightly favouring the single Tier 8 at the moment over the 2 Tier 9s. But, I mean, what are we, or who are we to really say which is better? Because
Yep.
obviously not the greatest of players, I suppose. That's why we're here talking about the game rather than playing.
That is right. But these guys on our screen now are the greatest of players. Well, certainly some of the greatest of players. And let's take a look at where these guys will be heading out to on the B Gaming side. I think we're going to be seeing Utori and potentially Kyun Power in that AMX 50B, poking up their tanks towards the top of the hill there, looking to get some early spots. This is interesting what Twist are doing.
Yeah.
Maybe going for a bit of a hill push from the defensive side.
They do seem to enjoy kind of controlling that northeastern part of the map. We saw them do it on their attacking side as well. So it seems like they put a bit of a premium on that part of the map in particular, and it's probably not a bad spot to actually hold because it gives you lots of angles down into the 2-cap. I think the only issue is really they don't have anyone towards sort of like the 5-6 line on that 2-cap. I guess there is the rotate able to come across, but I feel like they might have almost put too many eggs into the basket of that northeastern corner.
Interesting to see what they do when B Gaming push down the banana line, which is what we're expecting them to do from their current positions. B Gaming though not making any major move, as we can see Alex die there.
That was a lovely shot.
Just in a perfect
Just
little...
see the two AMX 50Bs, like the big brothers of the 1390 almost, driving past as he's sort of like cowering in the garage there.
Yep, that's golden. He's obviously just having a bit of a service, you know, getting his oil checked.
Yeah.
Maybe his tracks just tightened
paint
up
spray.
a little bit. Yep. But don't actually often see that one he is there, but
No.
that's going to be quite funny if B Gaming do end up pushing down that line. And speaking of that, I think Utori is getting a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, like the only way he could be spotted out really there is being proxy spotted. So
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to see how that turns out. Well, I hope that we're going to see B Gaming fall into that trap.
Yeah, hopefully. But right now, B Gaming are certainly not going to be falling into any traps soon because they are just sitting fairly tight with all of their tanks here. We can see Til Matil in this FV215B. Of course, the British Tier 10 Heavy that was based off the Conqueror's design back just after World War II. And very heavy one. AMX 1390 though on our screen at the moment. Not a very heavy tank, Jordan.
No.
In fact, one of the lightest tanks that we get to see picked in the WGL APAC League. And Utori, I don't know, he's been playing pretty good recently over the last couple of games. I feel as though he's been doing an excellent job of scouting out for B Gaming and really making an impact in these tier 8s.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's certainly been utilising the tier 8 very well. I mean, obviously he hasn't had as much impact as the tier 10s there for B Gaming, but in terms of the tools that he's had to work with, he's certainly been pulling his weight.
Definitely. And Til Matil, again, we've got all of these FV215Bs, of course, with their 120mm cannons, super accurate, fast firing. And fun fact, again, for those that out there might be kind of history buffs or like a bit of tanking history while you're watching some WGL, the gun on the FV215B was actually custom designed to kind of punch through an IS-3's armor back in the day, and it was designed specifically for the Conqueror. So that's why it's got such an excellent gun that, well, it worked in theory in real life, and it works well in World of Tanks as well, Jordan.
Probably works even better in World of Tanks because the FV215B is a tier 10. The IS-3 is a tier 8.
Yep, that'll do it. But here we go. Looks like we are seeing the push coming out from B Gaming. They've got most of their FV215Bs pushing down that banana line right there. Twist, they're set up to defend the 2 flag.
Utori. He's going to get caught off here by Alex Dye. Well, he's going to proxy spot him. I think Alex Dye... Yep. No, I think Alex Dye ate it with his track there. And well, he should win that fight there, but the AMX 50B is going to punish him for being a little too aggressive. Ooh. Alex Dye gets back into his little garage okay, but he should probably go down here without too much of a fight. Oh, he survives on 10 HP.
Oh,
not going to be enough.
Utori, that's devastating there for Alex Dye. And look, he's going to be filling that building all up with smoke. It's not going to be good. But Utori, I was surprised, actually, a little bit surprised that Twist didn't like they had Alex die there in a spot to proxy spot. It's like, why not just send a tank around A5 in the little hidey hole at A5
Yeah, exactly. I was
to
gonna make the same
help
point.
out
It doesn't make much
Alex
sense, does
die?
it?
Like, why? Like, you know, it's all very well spotting the tanks. I like just driving around and spotting people in random games as well, but you need someone to deal damage to them.
Yeah, that's how you get 30% win rate. You just charge in there
Wow.
with the A20 back in the day.
I mean, yeah, look,
Like,
I'm not gonna
as
lie.
soon as the
some
game
of
started-
my tanks have a 30% win rate. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not hiding it, but
But yeah, it doesn't make much sense, does it, that they have that great spotting position
Yeah,
there
exactly.
for that line, and they have no one to actually shoot down that line. I don't really understand it there from Twist, but they've got one less tank to work with now, and I guess that's going to be their punishment for that. B Gaming starting to get onto that 2 cap, as we can see, 40 seconds left on the timer. But the T110E3 here should have a pretty easy time of resetting this, but I don't know if he's getting himself in the greatest of positions here.
yeah, I'm not too sure, but has to be a little bit careful, of course, that T110E3 that, yeah, well, there we go. We just
Been
saw
tracked
why.
too.
You don't want to get shot in the side with that tank destroyer.
Yeah, tracked, and then he repaired it, and he got tracked again.
So wasted the repair kit, and I think that was a bad move from Twist, sending their T110E3 to try and get the reset happening, because I don't think the reset... Oh, there we go. It just finally comes in.
Yeah, I mean, they were always going to get the reset there, but I think the risk versus reward in terms of using that T110E3 was not necessarily the greatest of ideas. You can see he's already sacrificed 2/3 of his HP just to get the reset, and he's probably got only like one shot off, if
Oh,
that.
missed the shot again, and that's so much damage that's just gone to waste there from Walrus 71. Really not worth it. I think he hit 7mm tracks, and look at this 7mm. Happy as Larry
Eating
pokes
for
out.
breakfast.
Ate him for breakfast. Where have Twist gone?
Yeah, they've just
Where-
fallen apart. I mean, the AMX-50Bs here have had absolutely no impact on this game. I think the AMX-50Bs were the one to get the reset, not the T110E3. So the T110E3 either got one shot off or no shots off. So that's already one tank that's done nothing. Those AMX-50Bs might have got a few shots off, but they're not able to get a kill. So another really almost irrelevant 2 tanks. And at that point, Twist have just got no damage left on the field. So everything's gone the way of B Gaming, and Twist, this has been a relatively poor defensive side coming out, but I guess not unexpected. They did pick up the attacking side. If they go 1 for 1, that's probably what they would have hoped for here on Himmelsdorf. And then heading into the next map, they're going to try and come back from it. But, well, we'll see how it turns out. That's B Gaming picking up their 4th round. It's 4-2 in the favor of B Gaming after a 1-1 split there on Himmelsdorf.
It's looking pretty good for your prediction, Jordan. For
It
the
always does.
for the
The stats
5-2.
don't lie.
Oh, the
Stats don't lie.
stats don't lie. Obviously, I need to
spreadsheet
might
doesn't
need to
lie.
alter a few of my predictions after this to maybe get them a little bit more in line with old mate Jordan's. Because
Hey, this is only the first week we've actually done it like this, but, you know, we should probably track it. I'll track it, and we'll see what happens.
Well, in a way, we can track it on our fantasy page over at
was
fantasy.eslgaming.com/what. Of course it was smooth. You're talking to me. I'm a smooth guy, Jordan.
Is that what you like to think?
Yeah.
Maybe if you got a haircut.
Ooh. Wow. Okay, well, I'll just wear a cap next week then. No, just joking. My hair's great, but I think moving on from my hair,
Yeah.
because we probably should. We've got potentially only one more map in this best of 9 series coming up between B Gaming and Twist.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty crucial one coming out here for both teams, obviously. But let's go ahead and have a look at the replays coming out here. And this is the spot Alex Dye was in. Again, we mentioned, why was there no one backing him up?
Yeah. Look, I thought this was going to be the replay of Alex Dye kind of poking out, but no. There we go. This is the one. And where Alex, he poked out. It's like there's no reason that Twist couldn't have just had someone down there on that line, you know. And Kyung Kumpel, look how far he poked out there. If Twist had
If Twist had the T110E3 watching that line,
exactly, bam, that's 750 damage dealt to the AMX 50B, and you know, like they didn't stop anyone from pushing down that line. So the AMX 1390 of B Gaming, as soon as they took down Alex Dye, they were able to push down that line. So that was essentially a free area then for B Gaming that they knew they had.
yeah, a lot of free map control giving over to B Gaming.
Exactly. That,
when really it should have been Twist's area of the map. And, you know, I guess speaking of the T110E3, I'm really interested to see on the scoreboard whether it actually was able to convert or even able to get any damage
Did,
across.
I honestly, I'm thinking, looking at the FE215B that it was shooting at,
Yeah.
I don't even know if it got any damage.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing some pretty sight coming out here from that T110E3, but, well, remains to be seen. Let's have a look at the stats coming out from that last matchup.
I think, well, my bet is that the T110E3 is got 0 damage. So, like, I reckon top we're going to have the guys from the AMX 50Bs. That's what we're going to be seeing. Right on top. So I feel as though, like, those AMX 50Bs, like, obviously with the auto loaders on Himmelsdorf, like, just deal so much damage, and we saw them in the first half as well. Like, they're absolutely crazy tanks, and I think we saw those 4 FE215Bs as well that were just dealing massive amounts of damage from B Gaming because they were just able to get into the position that they wanted to. There was nothing stopping the guys from, you know, the guys from B Gaming in the FE215Bs just completely unloading clip after clip after clip after clip into Twist.
Yeah, it wasn't a great looking, I guess, round coming out from Twist there, but
Yeah,
well,
look at that.
no.
AMX 50Bs, FE215Bs right after that. 3.7k
Where's the
damage.
T110E3?
You know?
It's I'm not too confident that it's going to even be able to get any damage across.
Yep. And honestly, these teams, they pick the T110E3, and it's like,
I actually am not a huge fan of the T110E3.
I'm not a huge fan of the T110E3 as well. Look,
We were right.
I'll be the first person to you know, really kind of fanboy over a tank destroyer.
Yeah.
Right?
I know.
But exactly. And obviously the T110E3, it's got the kind of cheese, I'm going to call it a cheese, where you can sit it in the little pillboxes. So this is like the pillbox here, a little desk, we use that, and you could just sit it so it's poking its turret out right there. And essentially that makes it invulnerable when it's in that position to anything coming at it from the front. But so rarely do we see these teams actually pushing into a T110E3. You know, it works in random battles, sure, but does it work in the WGL? Not often.
No.
So I prefer, if you're going to go for an American tank destroyer, the E4 maybe, or even honestly the 183 or the 4005. You know, probably not the grill on Himmelsdorf, but
No.
you know, an FE215B 183 we've seen work before. I know that our friends over in Europe do use the FE215B 183 on Himmelsdorf a little bit more than our APAC region does.
Right.
So the teams over here. So there's definitely a few differences in regional playstyles between all of our Wargaming.net League regions. Obviously, we've got Europe, North America, Russia, the CIS region,
yeah.
and here APAC. So.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, talking about that T110E3, we've seen it so many times. I don't necessarily think it's the greatest of picks, but maybe I'll be proven wrong later on the season.
Oh, T57 heavies. I'm loving it. So we've got 2 T57 heavies over there for B Gaming on what I'm guessing is the attack on mines, and the guys over on Twist not going to be going with anything too crazy, just going to be going with those 2 E5. So this is actually going to be really interesting to see how this plays out, because we've got 2 kind of schools of thought here. One autoloader, one not autoloader, because those T57s, for those that don't know, have the big 4-shot autoloader in it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the American, the easiest way to think of it is like the American version of the AMX 50B. In a way, but it's got very, very strong frontal armor as well, particularly since the HD rework, one of the recent patches that's gone live, kind of reworked the look of the T57 Heavy. Wargaming's made it look nice and pretty now, as well as redoing its armor. So now with that new model comes a new armor model as well, and that's why we're seeing more teams pick it in our league.
So one thing I guess I want to touch on here is I feel like Twist have really not banned and picked very well throughout this series. I mean,
Maps, in terms of maps.
Sure, you could say B Gaming were probably favoured regardless of the maps we found ourselves on, but Twist have really not put themselves in the greatest of positions here, because 3 out of the 4 maps in this pool are B Gaming's best 3 maps. Mine is obviously one of their best maps.
I mean, to be fair, Jordan, maybe Twist don't have your god
well,
stat
why not?
sheet.
Why not?
But Yeah, why
It's
not?
available to everyone.
Yes, that's true.
Well, it's not. Mine's not, but they can find out this information themselves.
Yep,
It's
that's
on
true.
the
So
website.
maybe they just need to do a little bit more homework, but here we go. We can see mines. That hill in the middle, that's the one that these teams are going to be looking to control. And who knows, will Twist be able to win this one without homework, or...
Yeah, look, Twist, they're not awful on mines. It's actually probably one of their better maps. But in saying that, they only have a 38% win rate overall on mines. So it's not a great figure. And obviously on the attacking side, or not obviously perhaps, but on the attacking side, they're probably not quite as favoured here either. I think they're a little bit better on the defence. Having said that, though, B Gaming are not quite as good on the defence as the attack as well. So maybe it balances itself out.
Yeah. Maybe, but we can see already a few tanks were spotted out there. Kyung Pao. Oh, is he going to push up to the hill? He's actually in a spot where he could, if he wanted to, but no. Oh, and yeah, now he's just in a bad spot.
That's a really bad spot coming out here for Kyung Pao. I'm actually surprised he manages to
He should have
get any
taken more damage
across.
than that.
Yeah, exactly. He should have taken more damage, and probably didn't deserve to get it, or shouldn't have been able to get a bit of damage across to Twist.
This is a 113 poking up the side of the hill and exposing, I'm pretty
His
sure he
side.
exposed like his entire side. Well, actually, he's doing
Not
a good job.
anymore, but
Yeah.
when he was up there, he was.
Yeah, and Twist weren't able to punish that, and that could have been, well, maybe not a free tank kill, certainly a lot of damage going on. But nope, not going to be happening. In the meantime, we do see, I like where Til Matil's pushed up to for B Gaming.
He's in a great spot.
Nice and aggressive, and what that means, having that Batchat 25 TAP all the way up there in that C9 line, is that essentially Twist can't get any boosts. So Twist can't jump themselves up on towards that E0 mountain to kind of get some spots down on towards B Gaming.
No, certainly not. And Kyung Pao, I mean, he's just doing so much work from this position when he really, I think, should be getting punished a little bit more from it. Finally starting to take a little bit of damage, and he's being forced back now. But he probably got off one or two more shots than he really should have there. Now you can see Twist have started to make their way forwards on the hill, and they're starting to, I guess, really try and make B Gaming pay for this. And 7mm has taken a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, lots of damage right there by 7mm. 1723, 3200. All of the damage is just gone down as Sean Gooey does the work there.
Probably should have connected with that one there. I feel like this has been a really sloppy game coming out from both these teams so far.
Oh, but look, Twist actually, they've got Best Momo pushing around the back. This could be a little bit dangerous for B Gaming. B Gaming, though, they're pushing up, Jordan.
Yeah, all 6 of the remaining members make that 5 are actually committing towards this hill right now. Best Momo needs to get his way all the way over here and try to get into this fight before Twist start losing it because of the lack of the guns in the game. But really, Twist have just forced the hand here from B Gaming. B Gaming have had to come straight into Twist here, and it's working out very well for Twist on their attacking side.
Very, very well indeed. And look at this. Tomato JP in that T57 Heavy has to reload. They've got 2 Batchats. They're going to have to reload soon. So the issue for B Gaming right now is they've only got 1 non-auto loader on the field. And this fight is a pretty long, drawn-out one. Utori, though, he's just got a new clip loaded in towards that T57 Heavy. Doesn't take too long for those ones.
What?
Oh.
Was he on full health? Or he was on really low HP, I think.
I hope so. I hope so. Oh my goodness. But right now, Twist is kind of evening up the score a little bit, giving themselves a little bit of a handicap, say.
Jeez. I honestly don't know what's gone on in this round. Like, it's just been a mess.
A mess is the best word to describe it, I think. And
I swear Best Momo was on like 3/4 of his HP just then.
oh no, poor old
Let's
Best
have a
Momo.
look at the replay.
Yeah, we'll have to. But right now, look, it's still anyone's round. Technically, Twist can still take it. They've got 2 full HP tanks, even though one is only that tier 8. Walrus in that TVP. Look, yeah, he's only got 36 HP, but I mean, you know, TVPs can take out tanks pretty fast. If he catches the back of either Kyung Pao or Tomato JP, then that's a dead 113 or T57 Heavy. It kind of evens it up a little bit, but B Gaming looking very, very good with 5 members still alive here. Of course, the issue for Twist is that they are on the attack, so they're the ones, the onus is on them to actually to take down all of B Gaming or to get a flag cap. So if they're on the defense, things would be a little bit easier here. But right now, B Gaming totally happy just to sit up on this hill, get spots out to everywhere. We can see their vision is so good on the map. They've got someone on every little spot on the hill. So anytime Twist try and move somewhere, they're going to be able to spot them out and, take them out.
Yeah, B Gaming have actually found themselves in a pretty good position here. Alex Dye now starting to make his way back towards the northern part of the map. Should probably get spotted out by Utori. But for the moment, he's looking okay. Tiltil Matil manages to navigate the cliff a little better than Best Momo did. And it looks like, I
wonder if he's...
Twist at the moment really just playing very, very passively.
Yeah,
which
right.
is kind of understandable given the position that they are in.
Yeah, look,
but they're also on the attacking side, so they have to do something.
Yeah, they've got 4 minutes and 20 seconds left or thereabouts. So I understand why Twist are kind of trying to take this one a little bit slower. B Gaming, though, they've got no reason to move it, and B Gaming aren't the sort of team that will make these sort of reckless mistakes. And look, there we go. We see the first shot fired actually goes on towards Lai Hoi Wai, and that after B Gaming spots him out. So that is really not good news for Twist. They can't afford to be taking those sorts of shots when it's already...
Oh, this is really good. Tiltil Matil is going to catch Walrus off from behind. It's going to be an easy kill.
Yep.
There you go. It was actually Taki who picks it up.
Taki.
But regardless, it doesn't matter who gets it. As long as someone picks up the kill there. B Gaming putting themselves even further, I suppose, in the advantage. And they've actually spotted out both of the remaining tanks here for Twist, so they know exactly what's going on. And it's really just going to come down to how they navigate it. Not sure exactly what Alex Dye is trying to do, trading with a T-57 Heavy, but, well, it certainly didn't work out for him.
It didn't really work out for him at all. I suppose he had to try there, but no, U251 up against the T-57 Heavy with a full clip is not really ever going to work, so no surprises that, there we go. Another shot comes out, and the T-57 Heavy's reloading right now. Alex Dye knows this because it's fired 4 shots, it's fired his whole clip, but by the time Alex Dye gets up there, he'll only be able to shoot 1 shot.
Yeah, I think he needs 3 or 4 shots to actually kill the T-57 Heavy, assuming he penetrates all of them. And yeah, as you mentioned, by the time he gets up there, Utori's already reloaded. So that was a fruitful venture there from Alex Dye, but I mean, there wasn't really much else that they could do in that situation.
Yeah,
Lai Hoi Wai finding himself on his own, and
see you later, Lai Hoi Wai. There we go. So B Gaming closing that one out with 5 tanks remaining, and closing out the series, Jordan, 5-2. Yeah, he's smiling. Look at that. Yes,
I wasn't going to say
Mr. Stats Man called it 5-2.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with my original prediction, which said 5-3.
I mean, I'll give you 1 point for that. I'm going to get 2 points because I got it right and I got the
okay, you get 2 points.
Right.
Well, technically, if we're going off our current system, you should get 3 points.
Okay, well, let's go with that. We'll figure it out afterwards.
I'll call that a tiebreaker loss, so 1 point.
Yeah. Anyway, I honestly, I'm interested to see what happened there with Best Momo. I hope it's on the replays here because, it wasn't... Yeah, what? How does that even happen? We're in the Gold League. That's a good one for Twitter, Alex.
Best Momo, please.
That's probably worse, I'd say, than Mudam flipping himself on Himmelsdorf.
Yep. He literally just careered over the edge of the mountain. Oh my goodness.
What's that movie? Is Thelma and Louise where they drive the car? Yeah, I think it's that one. But anyway, I don't know.
Oh, Best Momo. I think that there are times, honestly, when you just when you're just driving your tank and you're so focused on shooting someone that you're not looking where you're going. And I mean,
yeah, but I don't think he was even shooting anyone.
Driving tired kills, kids.
All right, well, I mean, let's have a look and see whether or not Best Momo actually had an impact on that game. Well, no, not really.
Not a big one, at least, but we can see those 113 certainly did a lot of damage up the top for both Kyung Power and Moon Knight in those ones. T-57 Heavies, a couple of those up the top there for B Gaming as well. No surprises, and Best Momo there.
The worst part about that is that Twist weren't actually in a particularly awful position. Sure, they were down by 1 tank, but they had
at that point,
pretty even HP pools.
Yeah.
And with an extra batch out on the field, that could have been a lot closer a game. To keep Twist in this series, but unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way they wanted to, obviously.
Particularly an extra batch with a full clip, because
Yeah.
obviously, the guys from B Gaming, like they had a lot of auto loaders on their team. They had like 113, maybe 2, but like they didn't have many normal kind of non-auto loading
Yeah.
tanks. So once those tanks all had to reload,
Yeah.
with an extra tank on the field, that could have been a lot better for Twist.
It certainly
So-
could. I mean, there's across the board a fair amount of mistakes coming out there from Twist throughout that series, which I think they can probably recognize quite easily.
Yeah.
Especially like on Himmelsdorf, missing or not penetrating a lot of those hits, which they probably should have. And then obviously
Bit of just map control in general. Twist, I think, need to work on their map control. There's been so many situations where, even that RU251 on steps got caught out early on.
Yeah.
On Himmelsdorf, their AMX 1390 just let that, kind of that whole row go for free, essentially.
Yeah.
So that really didn't work out well for them there. And, look, Twist taking out two maps, they can't be super disappointed.
Yeah.
They're up against a good team, B Gaming, one of the top teams at the moment, looking pretty strong. And even stronger after that. To be honest, so.
I mean, it was always going to be an uphill battle coming out from Twist, but I don't think they did themselves any favors. Obviously, as we've mentioned, those few mistakes in game, but also the picks and bans. I think definitely very much went in the way of B Gaming. As soon as I saw those picks and bans come out, I was like, "There's no way Twist is going to be able to." Pick this
exactly. With those T57 heavies, honestly, I think we're going to be seeing them more and more and more on mines. It's just such a strong pick for mines. B Gaming just proved it there. Why we see them, like they can just deal so much damage. So, we will be seeing it more in the future.
Anyway, it was a good match to start us off on. I actually really enjoyed watching that one there. B Gaming picking that one up 5-2 over Twist. And, we're going to go to a very quick break, Alex, but we will come back very shortly with our second matchup, and it's going to feature EL Gaming, so stay tuned for that one. It's going to be a good one.